Traders from across the globe, and welcome to the most volatile sessions you are going to see for a long time. And welcome to Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar Carboni. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, everybody. All right. This video is coming to you on a Tuesday night for trading, Wednesday, January 3rd. Wednesday, February 3rd, 2016. Wow, it's February already. My goodness. This video is video number 1432 in a very long list of installments. In fact, watch this math I'm going to do for you. This is incredible. We have 1,431 other ones. See, I did that in my head. How about that, huh? So you can go look at those and see if there's anything there that can help teach you the art of technical analysis. Traders, I am the chart whisperer. Whether I got it right the last couple of days or not, which I did not, and I am very sorry, traders, but listen, come on now. Do you think I am not Jesus Christ? I can't get this right every single day. You know, futures trading is extremely risky. We all know that, right? Causes substantial financial loss. Well, it cost us all a bunch of money these last couple of days. I'm sorry. But listen, when OMNI's pointing up, I don't give a crap what the world says. We buy. So we had a bullish OMNI to start off the day on Tuesday, and it was wrong. Crucify me. What do you want me to do about it? It turned out I got us out of the S&P and NASDAQ. I got us long gold, and that paid off at the end of the day. So we started to get a little recovery on Tuesday, but boy, am I sucking these last couple of days or what? Punched in the face by crude, punched in the face by gold. And gold, it's been my bitch for how long? So, sorry, kids. Listen, sit tight. You know we're coming back. You know how the OMNI is. For you creeps that canceled because I had a couple of bad days, I plan on knocking the teeth out of this thing tomorrow in your face. I wouldn't let you rejoin if you begged me. How dare you run away from me? A couple of bad days and you run like you know what? I don't want to say it, but it starts with a P. Is that what you people are? Really? What do you think, this game is easy? You think you're going to win every day? Get the hell out of here. Take your little baby bottles and run off with your little rattles and go cry to your mommies if you expect to win every day. Because this is the hardest goddamn business in the world, and it's the one you have chosen. So if you've got a problem with me losing the last 2 days, kiss my OMNI, baby. I don't give a shit about any of you. Let me go back to my private life and I'll never speak to any of you again. I'll tell you that right now. Back to the markets. My goodness, traders, this market looks terrible. Terrible. In fact, something I never dreamed of doing in the year 2016, I'm going to do for you right now. I hope I get to change it. But many of my fans who know me for a really long time know that this is extremely important, what's coming next. Last week in October, I came to this board, and something that's been on my board for almost 5 years, 2011 is the only time we took it off for a short period. I have had do not fall in love with the downside on my board. That basically means if the market has a big dip, we're buyers. The last week in October, first week in November, I erased the words the downside and said maybe we can start liking it just a little bit. Since then, I've done videos called "Oh Crap, the Market is Dumped." I've called basically officially top, although I haven't said the words, but I basically have given many videos showing you the top is in for now. And I am here to do this, very important. Traders, watch this, but I am going to say, do not fall in love with the upside. If this thing rallies, sell it. I am telling you, we are in for something more than usual. This had started the last week in October, first week in November. My videos got increasingly bearish from that point forward. Then I did a video showing many of you in the world that the last time when Bernanke got elected, we went up for 20 months and the market had a terrible crack. Then Yelen got elected. We went up for 20 months and the market started to have a terrible crack. I have seen my chart from my videos posted all over this planet. There are many of you plagiarizing it, standing right next to my chart with my words on it, calling it your own. I am flattered. Thank you very much. I hope I'm helping each and every one of you. If you can use it, use it. I don't care. You're not going to hurt me. If it helps you, go for it. All right. Traders, what's on the board? We have a red Omni in the emini, S&P, NASDAQ, the Dow, the DAX, the Russell, the Hang Seng Index, stuff I don't even know the name of. It's just out there. There are bear flags flying all over the place. Very unfriendly flags flying all over the U.S. indices charts. And the other side of the coin, gold is still shining. That cup and handle was unbelievable so far. And we are long gold this evening, held over from Tuesday. I hope that pans out very well for us. So, traders, starting off the day in the emini, S&P, NASDAQ, you name it, with a red Omni. We're starting the day off with a red Omni. That means we're selling rallies. Will the market continue down and stay down all day? I don't know. In fact, I think it will. I think we are in for some down movement here. But we're starting off the day with the red Omni. We'll see where it goes. I do expect to sell rallies all day on Wednesday. All right, so I want to show you the unfriendly flags flying all over. They're creating unfriendly skies for us. I'll tell you that right now. And let's go take a look at the gold cup and handle because it looks fantastic. Traders, I'm about to show you some really cool charts. Pull up a chair. Pay attention. If you're new, these charts are fantastic. They will help keep you in tune with the general direction of the market. With no further ado, let's go look at some charts. Traders, the long-term view, you've seen this chart many times, and in fact, there's about 5 or 6 different entities. I've been shown 3 of them already and told about 3 that are using this very same chart, and some weird art link letter looking dude is standing right next to my chart calling it his own. Could you imagine calling it his own? No one can whisper charts like I can. That bad boy is mine. Traders, 20 months after Bernanke gets elected, this happens. Boom. Yelen gets elected 20 months, and this happens. That's a fantastic chart. And on this chart, when I created it, I wrote, Aunt Jay's failure to spark a major rally will create a top. And that note was put when this chart was put together. She failed to create a major rally when she started to raise rates. And look at how fast it created a top. Fantastic chart, chart masterpiece, but it's mine, plagiarizers, not yours. Let's move along. Next, traders, look at this. The Dow Jones Transportation Average Weekly Bar being the leader of U.S. indices. Why is it the leader? Charles Dow, the name of the man that the name of what we trade was named after, so I believe him. Charles Dow says that this is the leader of U.S. indices, and with that in mind, first the leader breaks down through this black average, gets under it, stays under it, fails finally, breaks down to the 200-bar moving average, puts in a bear flag, and looks ugly at the moment. The leader at the 200-bar moving average breaks it, builds a bear flag under it, ugly. Let's look at the next one. Remember this chart, traders? This is your Russell 2000, shoulder, head, shoulder. We were here. I made a projection. 975 would come, and then 832. We were here. Boom, 975 came, and we've built a bear flag since. Down we should go. Let me explain something about bear flags. Although it looks like a bear flag, it smells like a bear flag, it probably tastes like a bear flag if you lick the paper right now. But it's not really a bear flag until it actually breaks and dumps. At this point, it's only a concept. I call it a bear flag. If you've got a formation that looks like that, yes, it can be a bear flag, but it is only a concept in our minds until this. Once you break down, then you can officially give it a name and say bear flag. So I'm showing you what are likely bear flags because they look very much like them, but there is no guarantee that it is an actual bear flag until you get the breakdown day. So the head and shoulders, we knew that was real. It broke down. It proved it was real into a bear flag. It's a concept, but it looks like a pretty strong one. I'm sure it will label itself shortly. Let's move along. Dow Jones Industrial Average, now this is a follower. Hits the 200 bar, this is on a weekly. Look at how much time passes when it never gets back to it again. Boom! Suddenly it hits it. Boom! Hits it again. That's too often, traders. Look at the difference. It is too often. That's a problem. More things to look at. S&P weekly chart. You have all seen this chart in many, many videos. The sugar honey iced tea video. This chart was presented there and for many videos before it. On this date, we did that sugar honey iced tea video. Oh, crap. And I said it looks like the market is going to crack. In fact, it was this date right here. And the very next day, we started to crack. Now that, my friends, is chart whispering. I mean, come on. So, we cracked down to the 200 bar moving average. Built a flag. What happens at the 200 bar? Well, we already know because the leader went through it and so did the secondary leader. The Russell, a follower, doesn't have a choice. 3 times a charm? Absolutely, it's coming our way. Forget about the question mark. It's almost writing on the wall already. We are heading down. Next, the NASDAQ on a weekly. Remember this chart? If I am speaking out when I say remember this chart to the fans who've been following me for quite some time, you've all seen this chart many times, and here's how I used it. Many occasions I said, look, the NASDAQ hits this black average, puts in a new high, hits the black average, puts in a new high, hits the average, puts in a new high. Does everyone remember this? I'm sure, Mike, do you remember this?
Absolutely.
Everybody must remember. And I'd go, look, hits the average, new high, hits the average, new high. Well, that continued on for a long time. No new high was created after coming back to hit the average. This time it failed to put a new high in, and since then it broke the average. Now we're below it. It is heading towards the 200. It is a follower. It is heading towards the 200. Look at how long a new high was put in after hitting this average, and suddenly it stops here. After the first big dip, it stopped. Now, that pattern has gone away, and your pattern is becoming different now, almost opposite. Things are building below that average, heading towards your 200. That's your NASDAQ on the weekly. Now, look at this massive chart. I mean, oh my goodness, you've all seen this chart before as well. 2011, the German DAX, we bounce off this trend line. 2014, we bounce off the trend line. It held. It held. 2015, we bounce off the trend line. It held. 2016, I put this question mark there. Since then, we have broken it, come back and put in what looks to be a bear flag under it. That looks terrible. Those are your weeklies. Now, let's take this down to what we're trading tomorrow. The daily. Look at the size of the bear flag. Yes, it's a concept, but boy, that sure does look like a pretty solid concept. It looks like it's proving itself out now because we are now under the flag for the first time since it formed. Look at that. We are finally outside of this flag. We have not been able to do that for quite some time. This is where we stand as I speak to you at the moment, under the bear flag. Ugly. Day trading. Now, here's where I did the oh crap video, and look at what happened since. I mean, that is good stuff, kids. Let's continue. NASDAQ, daily bar, look at that bear flag. Oh my goodness, if this starts to pan out, there's a big projection coming downside in the NASDAQ. Then you've got the Russell 2000, and look at how pretty that bear flag is. What a beautiful flag. Yes, you've got one down day that went through it. We don't really count that considering all the other ones held so well. Very nice flag, very nice flag. Looks to be bearish. Remember, a bear flag is a concept until it proves itself, but once it proves itself, you should be all over it. So that's what your indices look like. Then there's this, traders. Oh my goodness, a round of applause for me finding that one, right? I mean, wow. When I gave you this cup and handle, the handle would be this right here. We were inside the handle when I showed you this, and I called it a cup and handle, but really I called it a bull flag. Let's be realistic. The cup and handle's a little nebulous. The bull flag we know of, but we called it a cup and handle / bull flag, and it was here. This is what happened since. I mean, my God, that is really good chart whispering. Now, will every trade that I take off of this information work out? Well, absolutely not. I'm human. But I am doing my best, traders, and I'll see you all at livewithoscar.com. So, traders, you've seen the charts. That's the way it plays out. Now, what will happen, we'll see, but that is about as clear as day what I just showed you on this board. So, that's what I wanted to explain to you. I can't always make the trade happen correctly because That is a work of art. It's not a science. There's no actual calculations that you can count on. It's a very visual thing, technical analysis. You've got to spot things. You've got to recognize them. You got to know what to do with them. All of that I teach you at my OMNI camps and at livewithoscar.com. So make sure you join me there. And all you little babies that ran home today to go suckle on mommy's boobie, I mean, oh my goodness. Maybe tomorrow you could go to the principal at school and see if you can get me in trouble with him. I mean, my God, I never seen such babies in my life. Anyway, I'm sure we'll be fine a couple of weeks from now. You know how this works. Everything will add up and everyone will look back, oh, Oscar, you did great. Except for you idiots who canceled. Anyway, traders, that's about it. I think all of this crap gets hit tomorrow. And I kid you not, this is important to me. Do not fall in love with the upside. Now that that's on my board, I am starting to have both feet in the bear camp. Now that may change, and you see it take me from October, the last week in October, through the high, calling the high, to finally put one leg over and then the other. I don't change very easily. I've been in the bull camp since 666, except for a small time in 2011 in the S&P, and I'm finally starting to slowly move over to the bear camp. In fact, you may get a year-end projection from me on the downside. How about that? I've already started looking, and the upside projections weren't as prevalent as the downside. We'll see what happens. All right, traders, I'll see you all at livewithoscar.com. Remember, try to keep your emotions out of trading. If you can't, don't be typing your shit to me. I don't want to hear it. For the rest of you, remember, keep your emotions at bay. Try as hard as you can to not get emotional. Put your stops in first and say this to yourselves every morning, every afternoon, every evening. And you know what that is. Stops are in. Emotions are out. Get this, plagiarizers. What I didn't tell you is I'm coming after your crowd. Futures trading is risky and can cause substantial financial loss. We do not claim or guarantee that you will profit from the information provided.